Hey, what's up, traders? This is Mike with the watch list video for Tuesday, April 18th. Starting off with the daily chart of the SPY as I always do. And we went out at the highs. The Dow was up like 100, but if you look at the intraday, up until right here, it was just a slow sideways grind in like a $2 range for most of the day. And then it kind of tailed higher the rest of the session. It wasn't very exciting out there. But who knows? Hopefully the rest of the week we'll find some nice trades. I actually had a really good day, literally thanks to PRST, which I threw on the gap playlist for those of you that didn't make it to chat today. Threw it on the gap playlist, and then this is what it looked like when I typed in chat. I'm paraphrasing here. PRST back through 250, has high of day above, and I can't remember what else is it. But anyway, I was looking at the second mouse through 250. Look what happens. Breaks 250 within that same 5-minute candle, goes up to over 330 and ends up eventually going over 5 from the entry right there. Whole bunch of you killed it on that one. I was happy to see that. Also, Alan H gave the second mouse through 4 right here, which it meandered for a little bit after breaking 4, but ended up going almost to 5 pretty quickly as well. I also played a pullback or two in this thing, so had a really good day, and I'm not positive. I think PRST might be the only stock, I don't want to misspeak, but I think it might be the only stock I traded today. There wasn't a lot of action out there, but as we do, we go to the stocks that are showing the most strength and then find A-plus setups on them. And I had a nice payday, right? Back in cash as I always am at night. What are we watching for tomorrow? OBLG, again, got thrown into the AI mix. The AI plays were kind of quiet today, so maybe tomorrow is the AI day again. We'll see. But you had the big pop on Friday, quiet inside day today on much lower volume. Looking for a third day play there. So that one, same thing kind of with NIR. Had a big rip on Friday, quiet inside day today. Goes on bounce watch or third day play, whatever you want to call it. FRGT, let me zoom in a little bit here. Had a nice pop here, and now you got 3 days lower back down to the 8 day. Nice volume on a couple of these up days. So anyway, I'm just going to put this on bounce watch. See if we get an A-plus setup. ELOX. This is super thin. I didn't really realize it when I put it on the watch list. Traded almost 7 million on this day, but anyway, ran from like 250 to over 10 in about 4 sessions, right? Now you got 4 days down in a row, getting into that buy zone we look for, but it's worth noting it only traded 98,000 shares today, so it feels like nobody's watching it. So I'm going to have an A-plus setup and maybe see a little volume before I take a trade in that one. I already mentioned PRST. Closing well off its highs, but I think that got thrown into the AI mix today too. So that one's going to stay on watch for a while. NOTE, just a quiet, look at the range today on NOTE. 22-cent range and lower volume than Friday. Still hasn't really broken out over this 283 high from March. Just a quiet day, so I'm just putting it back on a chart. TORO, nice volume today and trying to break out of this range it's been in. So that goes on long watch. CXAI had the huge gap up on Friday, but closed at its lows. And today gap down, sold off, but then went out at the highs. So really, if you look at where it is now compared to where it started down here and where it went, you're kind of in the middle of the range, right? So really nobody's winning here as far as bulls versus bears for the last few days. We're kind of in the middle of the range. But I'm a day trader, so I'm going to have it on watch. NOGN, let me zoom in a little bit and get a better look at this. Had a nice pop on Friday, topped out at 308. Then today gave a lot of that back, but I am going to put it on watch just because looking for a third day play. And it looks like he got a little pop in after hours to 280-ish, but as I'm talking right now, it's at 254. Today's high was 283. So I couldn't find any, but there may have been a news pop, news-related pop in after hours. I couldn't find any news, but doesn't mean there wasn't any. So that one goes back on a list. Or back on a chart. FOXO is a penny stock, but also I believe has been lumped into the AI space. And you had the gap up on Friday, closed red. Then today closed green inside of Friday's candle, but looking good. So that goes on long watch. And then lastly, I'm going to throw DRMA on watch, which had nice volume anyway, but that's not why it's on watch. It's on watch because in after hours, as I'm talking, it's trading at 245. So nicely over today's high. We'll see if that's still gapping in the morning. I'm going to leave it at that. Plenty to watch tomorrow. We'll add gappers to the list as well together as we always do in the pre-market. I'll see everybody in the chat room in the morning. Have a good night.